Hi everyone, my name is Michael Suki and I'm a current student support specialist in the school district of Manatee County. Today we're going to discuss topics that regard students' constitutional rights on school campus, regulations and laws, and the difference between public and private schools moving forward, as long as my own opinions on these topics as well. First things first, we want to discuss we want to provide general historic, constitutional, and legal frameworks that explain the students' constitutional rights on school campuses. So each state, each district, historically, they handle things each differently, changing regulations and procedures that must be considered each year. One thing that Manatee County considers is that annual training, coursework for certification, recertification should be provided each year, that each student or each teacher, educator, administrator, all of them are up to par when it comes to things such as the growth of technology, social media, drugs and alcohol, gender identity. According to our Department of Education, there is a bill that requires all school district student support services training to adhere to guidelines, standards, and frameworks established by the Department of Education. This was established back in 2022, and then it requires you to finish these certifications by the next year. So again, each of these are certified through annual certifications. It's important that we stay up to date on these. Obviously, technology is changing, social media is changing, all of these things are changing. So we want to stay up to par. It's important to understand the difference between public and private school education. So I work in a public school system, so that is state funded, taxpayers providing all of that. We are working with our FAPE, the Free Appropriate Public Education Act, to allow students with disabilities free public education access, to allow students access to all of these things that they would not normally have. But again, these are things that can be a privilege, right? Moving forward with that, we want to identify a current issue related to students' constitutional rights in the school. And something that stands out to me is the rampant upbringing of drug use, tobacco use in our school districts at the high school level. We are seeing it grow rapidly with the middle schoolers and the high schoolers particularly. So one thing that we have found is that while the legal purchase of tobacco products require you to be 21 years old, we still do not have an equal punishment for students bringing nicotine vapes onto campus compared to our THC vapes. The difference between those in our specific district are a 2-day in-school suspension for nicotine and then a 10-day out-of-school suspension for our THC users. We see a rapid upbringing, according to our Florida Department of Children's and Families, that ages 14 to 17-year-olds are using at a much more higher rate than any other age group. And this is equally amongst boys and girls. So understanding that this is going to be a big problem moving forward, I understand that disciplinary actions need to match. Again, although tobacco seems like a thing of the past, there is no place for that on our campus. Personally, our programs that we have set forth are challenging. We have a 6-week online course for THC users, and then only a 48-hour course for nicotine users or tobacco users. I believe that this can change. I believe that this can be something that we look into moving forward legally, because again, both substances are illegally obtained from the teenagers, from our school children, and that those type of actions can be modified. This is something that I look forward to learning more about legally as we dive deeper into this course, and I am excited to discuss further with discussion forums, other uses of social media, anything like that. So I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and I look forward to learning more about these topics and discussing these things further. Thank you for your time.